Hey, what's up, YouTube? Black Metal Mondays are back. So it's been a long time since I've recorded one of these, and I got a lot of great feedback about this little segment that I was doing on my channel. And a couple people started messaging me being like, "Hey, don't stop these. Like, I really enjoyed those videos. You exposed me to some new black metal that I had never heard, and it's nice to navigate this with you." So bringing it back. Now I don't know how regular I will upload these. I was trying to do them weekly in the past because I was buying a lot at the time, but I have not bought anything in a long time. So all the stuff I'm showing today is stuff that I've had for the last couple of months. I just haven't shown on here. Um, and buying is kind of slowing down a little bit. We've officially reached November. We're officially in the holiday season. And my money needs to start being allocated to traveling because I do go visit my family for the holidays, and Christmas presents for my niece and nephews and my own kids and my family. So all that stuff. So I decided that if I do buy something for black metal, it's going to be CDs. I'm back into collecting CDs right now. Vinyl is just, as much as I love it, it's my favorite format. I love collecting it. It's pretty pricey around this time of the year for me just because of so many other expenses coming up. And the delays and stuff like that are kind of killing collecting at the moment. So yeah, so I do have quite a bit of CDs on. Actually, I shouldn't say quite a bit. There's only 4 CDs that I'm going to show off today, and then I have a couple vinyl that like I said, I've had for a while. Um, so really quickly, there are 2 releases in this video today that have a little bit of controversy behind them. So we'll get to that. So the most controversial one I'm leaving until the very end. So if you're into the juicy black metal, what's the word I'm looking for? Drama, I guess you could say. You just scroll to the end and you'll find out what album I'm talking about. This is all stuff that I generally look into before I buy something, unfortunately, and that's just how I am with black metal. A lot of people are not, that I just don't care. For me, I don't know. There's a couple of things that I'm okay with, just like whatever, and there's a couple of things where I'm like, nah, I'm just not gonna support that. Totally fine if other people do it. And I actually respect the people that are able to separate the politics and all that stuff out of it, and they're just able to appreciate the music. I'm a little bit envious. I wish I was more like that. I think it would make things a little bit fun for me. But in general, fortunately, I can't get past some of that stuff. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So, I actually took notes today, and I'm gonna try to stick to them so I don't forget things. So, if you notice me just popping over there, that's because my notes are up on the screen over here. But anyway, the first release, I've had this for a while. I'd never heard of this band before. I was on a Reddit page looking for some new atmospheric type black metal, and this band name popped up quite a bit. So I finally went to their Bandcamp and I checked it out and loved it, and I bought it. And I've listened to this quite a bit since I've gotten it. Um, and I'm actually surprised I haven't brought it up on this channel, or I haven't shown it on my Instagram yet, which that's going to change today. So this is the new Underdark album. It is called Our Bodies Burn Bright on Reentry. So Underdark is a band from the UK. This is their first official full-length release that I was able to see, but they do have other stuff that's out. And they're considered post-black metal. Okay. I'm not really familiar with that subgenre, but yeah, very angry, pissed off album. I was reading a lot of it has to do with some of the struggles, that's been going on in the world. It's a very personal album, it sounds like. But in general, it's a very pissed off album, and it is very, very good. I've really enjoyed this album. I guess for the most part, this band is known for being anti-fascists. They speak out quite a bit about that, and that was an after fact. Like that, I learned about that after. That was not like the main reason why I bought the album. I just, when looking into the band and trying to learn who they were, that came up. So yeah, it's a very good album. I love the artwork on it. Atmospheric. It's got the atmospheric sounds to it, but again, it's post black metal, whatever the hell that means. I'm not sure. It's just a nice little digibook. bifold digibook, and then on the inside is the liner notes and the thank yous and all that stuff like that. So it looks like they are a 5-piece. Very, very good album. I really enjoy this. So I do need to go out and get some of their other stuff. I think they have a couple of EPs and stuff like that that have been out. So really great album. It looks like this was out on, well, there's 3 albums, 3 labels on here that I'm not too familiar with. So unfortunately, I'm assuming they were released in other formats. But again, I got this on Bandcamp. I got their CD. I'm not sure if there's any vinyl or anything like that, but yeah, very good album. And again, I really, really like that artwork on there. So again, it's very pissed off. Very pissed off. It's a very emotional album, I will say. I've listened to it several times. The lyrics are phenomenal. At times, it feels like a very depressing album, but also just angry. Like not like suicidal, depressive black metal, but just depressive in that, it talks about some really, really real life situations that are just, shitty, unfortunately. But it's a very good album, very good band, and I really enjoyed this. So this is probably one of my favorite releases. This did come out this year, so it's probably one of my favorite releases to come out in terms of the black metal universe. So definitely check this out if you have not heard it. It's very good. So the next one is a band that I was familiar with. This is oddly the only thing I have in my collection by them because their other stuff is, for whatever reason, impossible to find. And my cat is going to come and say hello to you. Yes. Hello. Hello. Do you want to make an appearance on the show? Okay. I have a spooky black cat. I'll show you him for a minute. I know. Come here. Come here. His name is Tucker. I've had him for 13 years. He has just the best cat in the world. And I also have dogs, which you've seen randomly in these videos. So he's very chatty. Okay. Go ahead. You're ruining my video. Sorry about that. Anyway, back to the music. So yeah, familiar with this band for a while now. I don't have any of their stuff in my collection. Their other albums are harder to find, but this one came out this year and I was able to snag it as soon as it went on pre-order for CD. And this is Elderwind with Fires. So Elderwind is a band from Russia, atmospheric black metal, phenomenal band. Their other two, they have two other full lengths. Yeah, they have 2 other full lengths out, and those are the ones that I can't find. I think that they did eventually repress these on CDs, generally around the same time as this coming out. This came out a few months ago, and I might have missed out on them, so I need to go back and look and see where I can try and find them. But this band is phenomenal. It's got amazing, pianos in it. It's atmospheric black metal. It's all in Russian, so I can't understand a word that they say. But it is a very, very good album. And like I said, this is their brand new full length that just came out this year. So, just phenomenal stuff. It's a trifold digibook. Nothing too fancy. Some nice, fire burning pictures there. And then it does come with a booklet with lyrics, which nothing exciting. There you go. So really great album. Fires, the title track is my favorite song on this album. Longer songs, similar to this, a little bit longer songs on this too, about 6, 7, 8 minutes. I think there's a couple, like 1 or 2 that has like 9 minutes. But very, very atmospheric sounding, very fast trem picking, very melodic at times. But very, very great album. And I've really enjoyed this album too. Again, probably one of my other favorite releases to come out this year. And I'm really happy that I was finally able to get something by them in my collection because, again, the other 2 full lengths that I've heard several times and have wanted to get in my collection have been harder to find. So that'll be my next mission for the next couple of months, is trying to find those other 2 albums to get in here. But yeah, really, really great album. You should definitely check this out. I don't really know a whole lot more about the band. I just know they're from Russia. I just know it's phenomenal stuff. And I've known about this band for a while. So yeah, I finally got around to buying some of their stuff, and I would say this is probably in regards to black metal bands that are my favorite. This is definitely one of them. So, and everybody knows me. I'm very new to the black metal stuff. So a lot of the stuff that I show on here is probably either stuff you already know about or whatever. So I'm getting there. I'm catching up. And you'll see in this next release. So the next release is obviously, it's a classic black metal band, 90s. They've been out since then. Everybody knows them. This is the only thing I have about of them in my collection. It's the only album I've ever really listened to by them. Um, and then obviously that needs to change. So, but I think this probably needs no introduction. Abigor with from the Twilight Kingdom is what I'm going to call it because I can't actually pronounce the real name of the album. This came out back in 95, and they finally started to do repressings of these, several of their other albums as well. So they have quite a bit of other albums. This is actually their third full length. I think they have, I don't know how many in general. They did come out with a newer album within the last couple of years, but I have not heard that. But this is pretty much the only Abigor album that I'm really, really familiar with. The first one I ever heard, admittedly. And I obviously love it because I wouldn't have bought it. So, just a digibook. It comes with a nice little booklet. And then in the back, there's the classic pictures of the guys. So Abigor, Australia, they've been around since the mid 90s, early 90s. They have a ton of stuff out. They're very extensive discography. As far as I know, they're still making music. I was seeing that they came out with something that, like last year, I think. I have not heard it, so I need to get into that. So, yeah. So another one of those bands that has a very extensive discography that I need to dive more into and get more into my collection. But I was familiar with this. I saw it was on Bandcamp. It was trending one day, and I was like, "Ooh, I really want that." So I need to get more. This actually was kind of a pain. Took a while to get to me. And I think shipping was a little bit overpriced. So unfortunately, so yeah, good stuff. Like I said, I don't think I really need to talk more about Abigor. Everybody knows Abigor if you're familiar with the black metal scene. And if you're not, that's like one of the bands that people pop up as one of the, popular bands that a lot of people just love. So, all right. So the next one, I don't know. Some people really get angry about this band, and I don't quite understand why. So we'll get to that. So this is an album that again was just repressed on Osmos Productions. I had the digital version of this. I think this came out last year. And this is one of my favorite albums. Was either last year or the year before. I can't remember. One of my favorite albums to come out recently in terms of black metal. This is, and I'm going to butcher the name, Minenwerfer. I don't know, so bad at German. Let me take the booklet out so there's no glare. There you go. With Alpenpässe. I'm just butchering it, guys. I'm sorry. So, all right. That album cover apparently is triggering to people. So World War One themed band. So far, as far as I know, that's pretty much all they write about. They're from the US. They're not from Germany. And this is their third full length. This is the first album I ever heard by them. When I was really into last year, I was really listening to a lot of Wayfarer, and I'm missing another band right now. Anyway, Wayfarer. This kept coming up as like a suggestion for me on Spotify and stuff like that. So I finally listened to it and I loved it and I bought it. Um, and then I started seeing like rumblings and in the forums and stuff like that. This is a shit band. They love Nazis, blah blah blah. And I was like, are you sure? Because like it's war metal, it's war black metal. Like everything is themed around World War One. It's got images, really cool historical images in there. This reminds me of U2. If you know, you know. But yeah, so I was looking into it, and they eventually did come out and say like, no, we're not. We just really want to sing about World War One. We're a black metal World War One band, like and chill. So apparently that's the controversy around this band. I whatever. Fucking people. So anyway, it's a very, very good album, and I really, really enjoy it. They do have 2 other albums out besides this that I need to get. They did repress all of them, and this one, at the time it came out, it was a little bit, I think it was a little bit pricier in terms of everything that I was buying. Like I was buying so much at the time of me getting this, so I chose to just get this one. but they do have the other two that they finally did repress. So I'm going to go back and get them because those are also phenomenal albums. But very, very, this is very good. Again, it's World War I themed. It's got some atmospheric elements to it. I'm sure everybody knows who this band is. I'm probably talking about something that's just already well known, and they're probably like, okay, move on already. So great album. And I'm really glad that I finally have it. Like I said, when I first heard it, I was like, this is phenomenal. So like I said, they're from the US. They're a US band. They're not from Germany. The lyrics are in English, and then the song titles are German. Some of it's in German too. Some songs are in German. There's but some are also in English. It goes back and forth. So great album. That's one of the controversial ones. Just people making up shit as they go, because of course they are. And then we will get to the vinyl. So the next one, another band that I was not really too familiar with at all. And I actually saw Meteor Gem post that they got these in stock, and I was like, well, that looks cool. I want to listen to that. So I went over and I listened to it on streaming service. Really, really liked it. And I bought it. So this is Offski. I think that's how you say their name, or Afsky. Band from Denmark. That's their second full length. And I am gonna not even try to pronounce this album title. It is in a different language. Yeah, I don't even know if you can see that. Probably not. It's really small lettering. So this is another phenomenal album. Again, I'm not too familiar with this band. I just know that this is their second full length. They're from Denmark. And I really, really, really like this album as well. It's got a little bit more atmospheric to it, but it definitely sounds pissed off. And that artwork is phenomenal. So it's a really, really nice pressing. It's just this crystal clear vinyl, like super crystal clear. And then there's a little bit of like black marbling in there. I don't know if you can see that. And then the stickers are just, the woman screaming on the album artwork. Again, I haven't like researched too much about this band. This is pretty much all I've been able to find. But it's a phenomenal album. I really like their first album as well. And I'll probably pick that up when I'm able to. And it comes with this really nice little booklet in here. That's a lyric booklet. It's super heavy duty cardstock. And then in here, it's got these really nice images and then the lyrics. It's basically like a storybook. That's how it feels, like an old school storybook. And can't understand anything. It's in a different language. But yeah, it's a very good album. And I really enjoy it. So again, this was one of those random buys that I did. I saw it. It's like, that looks cool. I listened to it and I bought it, which I don't do too often. I generally listen to it for a while before I decide to buy it. And then of course it has that like gold inner part. I don't know. I just always love when labels do that with the jackets. Like, it's such a minuscule thing to be a nerd about. But I don't know. It's just that the quality of that skyrockets for me. It really does it for me when labels do that. So this is a really good album. I'm glad I got it. So if you're looking for this, I'm pretty sure Meteor Gem still has these in stock. I think they have the other full length as well. And like I said, I have no idea how to pronounce this. I'm not even going to try. I will link it in the description. The name is there. You probably can't see it because it's like white on white, unfortunately. There you go. So really, really good album. All right. So the next one is probably my favorite, if not one of my favorite releases to come out this year. Was incredibly hard to get. I think this is the third press finally, maybe third or fourth. All the other ones sold out super fast or selling for ridiculous prices on Discogs, and they finally repressed it again a couple months ago. I was able to snag it off Arcane Altar due to one of my friends messaging me and saying, hey, they have it after it sold out on Bandcamp and stuff like that. And this is the new Helleruin, first full length, one-man black metal project or band, sorry, I should say. He does all the instruments, all the vocals. It is very raw black metalish sounding, a little bit there, but more of there's a lot of the 90s like black metal worship on there as well. So it is a very, very, very good album. And he's from the Netherlands. He follows me on Instagram. He goes by the name Karchost. butchering your name. I'm so sorry. And so he's a pretty good supporter of mine. And I just now, like, I realized that recently. I thought it might have been like a fan page that was liking my stuff. And it's like, no, it's actually him. So I'm happy that I finally got this. I think it's a great album. Like I said, first full length, it's phenomenal. I was lucky enough to snag the color copy. I would have been happy with black because, again, these were hard to get, but it's just like this, like, gray. Come on, camera. There we go. Gray marbling. Really nice copy. And I've listened to this a lot. This is probably one of the most listened black metal albums that I've gotten this year, with the exception of Holder and then Maricognitum and a couple others. But this one is another one, and there's that awesome picture. I love it. So, and then just some minor notes on the inside. So yeah, like I said, one man band, does everything. And as far as I know, doesn't look like there was any like studio recording or like session drummers or anything like that. Pretty much all of him. Yeah. So yeah, great stuff. This came out on New Era Productions, and like I said, I got it off Arcane Altar, which is, a distro that supplies a lot of great black metal. Sometimes hard to find black metal, and I know for the most part these pretty much sold out super quick, and they've been hard to get. I think there are CDs out there. I'm not sure about tapes. I don't remember, but one of my favorite releases this year. Absolutely love it. It is very good. You have to listen to this. Like, this is borderline probably my favorite release this year. It's one of those albums that I've listened to quite a bit. The first time I heard it, I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Second time I heard it, I'm like, that's really good. Third time, I was like, I love this album. I want it now. And then I couldn't get it. So I stayed patient though. And I'm glad that I finally have it. So, and I love that artwork, that portrait. I don't know what the hell that is on his arm, spikes of some sort. But yeah, just clean, simple, old school black metal, corpse paint looking. Yeah, I don't know. I love it. I love that stuff. So great album, and everybody's already talked about this on the like metal YouTubers. I've seen it on everybody's channel already, so I'm late to the party. But yes, I do finally have this, and I absolutely love this album. Okay, so like I said, I saved the relatively controversial one for last. I did not know there was controversy around it until I started reading some comments on posts on Instagram of people who had it and they've showed it off, and then just people writing angry comments at them for liking this album. I had already bought it by the time I learned about those controversies. I have no regrets, and I don't plan on getting rid of it, so take that with what you will. But this is Canon Fiber, I think is how you say their name, and if this was a live chat, I would wait for the comments to come flying up. This is their only release, as far as I know. Men something in German that I can't pronounce. I'm not even going to try. So, all right, what's the deal with this album? First of all, I really like it, and I think it's good. Some people are don't agree, and that's totally fine. Like, music is subjective. Not everybody's gonna agree with what they like, but I really enjoy this. I'm a noob black metal fan, so take that with what you will. And it's solely based around World War I, as you can see. There are some recordings on this record. What I've learned are from like diaries or something like that back in the war of, I believe, soldiers. And I really enjoyed the artwork. I think it's great. And then the back. There you go. So it is a gatefold, and I'll show the vinyl, then I'll get into what's the deal around this. I managed to snag the orange and black merge one. And yeah, there's a lot to be said about music and things around it. People probably associate this with, again, the fascist movement just because it's World War I, and I thought that was going to be what the controversy was around this, but unfortunately it's not. It comes with this really nice booklet with the war artwork and the lyrics. Really nice quality, really nice gatefold. And I did pick this up off of Meteor Gem because I believe this completely sold out everywhere else. So, okay. So, if you guys know Canyon Bickle, he has a channel on YouTube. Very awesome channel, by the way. Somebody I've been watching for a while. I follow him on Instagram. He does the music posts on Instagram. He listens to everything. He doesn't give a fuck about anything. If he likes the music, he likes the music, and I completely respect that. I do, and I have several friends that are like that, and I totally get it. He posted this a couple of days ago, and I was like, I love that album. And I saw some people commenting about how the guy behind this record or this band is a fuckface in general. I was like, well, what does that mean? So I did a little bit of research, and I actually asked on Instagram, if you follow me on there, I did like a poll on my stories and said, what's the deal with this? Why are people so triggered by this album? And a couple people wrote me and said, I don't really know the whole background of it, but there was some Facebook drama, which I'm not active on Facebook, like hardly at all. So of course I missed it. And apparently it was alleged. I don't know if it was actually true. I have no idea. I don't know how true any of this is. I don't know if it was ever actually like found out to be real or whatever else, but apparently he bought clicks and he bought views in like that was able to inflate the streaming and listening on Bandcamp that would eventually, you know, put him to the top trending. And then like did a bunch of other things with like the label, like the label was originally going to put this out, put all their work into it. And this guy kind of just said, fuck you, I'm doing something else. I don't know the whole story. That's just a general gist of it. I didn't know about this when I bought this album. Would that have deterred me from buying this album? Probably not. I have if you think about it, if you really, really think about it, there's a lot of old school death metal bands that had similar situations with their labels. And I think Death did back in the day. I don't really remember the full story, but it's a common thing for bands and labels to just not agree, and both sides do dickhead things and they feel like they're in the right and all those things. And there's a recent situation of a band that I absolutely adore and love that did the same thing. Or I don't know the whole story around it, so I'm not even going to name names or say who it is or anything like that, but something like that happened. And I'm close with the band, I'm close with the label, and I pretty much was like, you know what, it's business. Sometimes business is shitty. It happens. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the true story around this. I don't know. I thought about going and digging deeper on the Facebook and trying to find all the drama around it to see it. And then, you know what? At the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I don't fucking care. I really don't care. I'm just going to be honest with you. I really like the album. I really wanted it in my collection. I was able to finally get it after I saw Meteor Gem had it in stock. This is actually the second time. I missed the first time. Somebody snagged them before I did. So it's a popular album. People seem to really like it. And so did he buy the views and clicks? I don't know. Like we can talk about the morality around that. If I had the money to promote a record like that, to where I would put all of my money into a bot system that would go through and inflate the clicks and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't do it. Because in general, as Ken has mentioned several times, I have a passion behind the music that I listen to, the music that I want to promote. And for me, like morally, I wouldn't be able to do that. I really want people to actually listen to it, to actually give the feedback, have it be real views, have it be real listens. I don't know how accurate those allegations are or if they actually were proven to be true. And I'm sure somebody will comment on here and let me know if they were or if they weren't. Or maybe this person behind this will, or maybe the record label will say, hey, take your video down. I don't know. But that's pretty much the controversy around this. It looks like this was put out on Avant-Garde, and then maybe Noisebringer Records. Yeah, it looks like there's two labels on the back. I don't know what the beef was or anything like that with who it was with. Again, you can go search, like Reddit has several like posts on it and people commenting and going off about it, and a couple of people messaged me when I asked on Instagram. Again, it was very loose. Like, this is what I think happened. This is what I saw. What I think happened. So, but in general, I think it's a really good album. It's piqued my interest and probably one of my favorite releases coming out this year too. And willing to take the hate over it. So yeah, let me know if you guys heard this, if you know anything more about it, if you understand the drama around it, which I am now learning there's quite a bit of drama involving black metal, quite a bit. So it's fun to learn about. Keeps things interesting, I will say. When you listen to the brutal knuckle dragging death metal every single day of dismembering people and that stuff, and then you go into the black metal scene and there's just a lot of drama in there. It can be a nice change of events from time to time, and I'm learning that. So that is the final record that I have to talk about today. One last thing, I want to do a huge shout out to a zine that I've had purposely propped up in the back. This is the newest Arcane Archivist zine that came out recently. I am not a zine person at all. I don't ever buy them. I just, in terms of print media, it's not dead for me. Oddly enough, I've worked in the print media world for a very long time before I moved into my current role. So I do have an appreciation for it. I do read the news every single day digitally on a newspaper for the newspaper sites, but I used to subscribe to magazines, stuff like that. I haven't recently, and I want to get back into it because what I've noticed is that it really does support that old school vibe of music where people show off their artwork, they talk about their favorite music, and they have great interviews. So I recently resubscribed back to Decibel Magazine because I really like the Flexi series that they do, and I like the interviews and stuff like that. But this zine, Brain Smasher Ben, he writes for this. I was seeing him promoted everywhere, and so finally, when the newest one came out, was it last month? I don't remember. The summer issue. This is the third issue. I finally was able to snag it, and these things sell out pretty fast, and people absolutely love this. So the premise, a lot of it is black metal, as you can probably assume. But the artwork in here is fantastic. It's a really nice zine. It's very heavy duty. Mine came pretty messed up from the post office, so thanks guys. They just bent it to shit and threw it in my box. And when it was like clearly not something that should be bent, but whatever. They do this really nice numbering. I have 375 out of 500. And the thing that really sold this issue for me, and I kind of wish I had bought the other issues, and I've already shown this on another video, so this won't be any surprise to you guys, is they did a spotlight with Phantom Slaughter from Worm in here. So it's a really nice interview. Just the artwork in here is incredible. Everything is so awesome, like the borders and just the pictures. And it's really good interviews. They ask great questions. They talk about great stuff in the band. And then just everything is great. So besides Worm, another selling point in here for me was another fantastic artist that I absolutely love now, ever since she came out with her new release. Come on, where's it at? I literally just had it. Well, you're going to watch me scroll. This video is just going longer. Sorry, guys. It's got the cat coming in and then me not being able to find what I wanted to show. I had it bookmarked and then the bookmarks fell out. But there are advertisements in here. They talk about their favorite releases. Is an advertisement from Tour de Garde, which you guys know Tour de Garde. Canada distro label. Here we go. So they did a spotlight with Holder as well. So great stuff. So those are the two selling points for this issue. So now I'm hooked. I can't wait for the next one to come out. Like I said, Ben Brain Smasher writes in here. And then the main stuff, I can't remember. There's one other main guy. Sorry, I'm failing miserably at this, but it is a really nice zine, really nice quality, very heavy duty, lots of great stuff in here, tons of interviews and reviews and stuff like that. Just great pictures. There is one picture in here that I really want to show really quickly. Of course, dissection. So yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, follow this if you never have heard of it, and be on the lookout for another issue. And yeah, that's all I had today. That is my Black Metal Monday. This might be monthly. I might get more stuff in soon. I'm hoping I do. I have a list of things that I want to get. I'm probably going to do one again, talking about some older black metal that's been out for forever, and just talking about some of my favorite albums that I've recently reconnected with, so I'll probably do that. So that's all I have, you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. And if you were not aware, I was on Ken's Death Metal Crypt. I know it's Death Metal. This past weekend on Saturday, talking with other metal YouTubers that are fantastic. So go check that out. Subscribe to those other channels. That was a lot of fun. And I am forever grateful for Ken for giving me that spotlight. That was definitely my highlight of the year. So thank you guys. And I will see you in the next whatever video I put.